Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to another vlog. Today we're going to be focusing on the kitchen. The kitchen has not been featured much in the vlogs because I've said before I hate this kitchen. But more so the more that we've actually spent time in here, we've realised that I think it's making me sick and the family sick, and B, it just doesn't flow properly. The space has been used terribly, and no hate on the last people, but they really just did not look after it, and it's slowly like coming to light, the issues that are in here. Had a bit of a mini meltdown this morning because the fridge, this huge fridge, it had like a filter light come on. So I had actually been questioning like where the filter was and how like it was plumbed in and stuff, because it was huge and I did not realise it was on wheels. Otherwise I would have pulled it out sooner. You know, we've been here for like a month or two. Really should have pulled it out sooner. And there's more mould. It's more mould. Yeah, so today I am tackling some of the stuff, and this week I will be tackling, family, all of us will be tackling the mould situation that is under the sink, which is horrific. Because I'm worried. We've been sick a lot, which you'll have seen in my vlogs. I think since I've moved in, I've been sick 3 times, like with viruses that have just kept coming and going. George has been sick, Gary's been sick. So I could blame it on toddler life. But I think from what I've read up, the type of mould and stuff is that if you live with that and the spores, it can really affect your recovery time and your immune system. I'm actually coughing now. Sorry. It can really affect you. And I'm in here like multiple times a day. So, yeah, we need to crack on now that we've got some other bits done. And now that we've realised there's probably more to the issues in this kitchen, we're going to tackle it together. So this will be our vlog. Come and see all the disgusting things that I find as we go and deep clean this kitchen. So first we're going to start with the washing machine. We kind of negotiated in this house and in the offer price being able to keep the appliances, because originally they were going to take all of these. So because this is not an integrated kitchen, it would have left us with nothing. So we kind of negotiated the price to include the big fridge, the washer and the dryer, the cooker and everything like that. So did I make a mistake with that? Probably. Because we quickly realised that even though I cleaned this multiple times, stink kept coming back, like stank. It stinks. And no matter how much I cleaned it, I was still having issues. So we're going to tackle that first. I'm going to reopen the bottom of this filter thing. And then I'm going to clean it all down. And then the back we've pulled out. And luckily there is there's no mould behind that appliance, which is a start. But it's dusty AF, and there's a cat worth of cat hair down there as well. So there's lots to do in this area, so I'm going to tackle that. And then ChatGPT said that the stand pipe is where the drainage system, the pipe goes into the drain at the back here and then drains out. I think that it is blocked because there is constant stagnant water in here, which I'll insert a little clip here. And it just constantly fills with like a gunk. So it's making me feel ill just thinking about it. So we're going to clean that out. Apparently I've said I need to pull the pipe out of the stand pipe and pour some boiling water down it. So we're going to give that a go. Let's give this a whirl. That does not look like an awful lot going on there. And the water smells fine. Why? Where is the smell? It must be the drain pipe then if it's not this. Because I did do this when I first moved in, so I'm thinking that the drain pipe is the issue. So I've got some vinegar and some general spray, and I'm just going to go in and give this all a good clean. And I have absolutely no idea what all this is on the top of it, because this is the first time I'm actually getting to pull it out and see what's behind and what's going on, but we're going to give that a wipe. And this is what we're dealing with down here. Just a lot of cat hairs and whatnot. So I'm going to give this a brush down and then tackle the drain pipe. Okay. As much of it as possible I've got up so that if water spills on it, it's more just a case of mopping. But I think what I'm going to need to do now is I'm going to need to pull this out to get good access so we can see what's going on behind here together. Okay, this one isn't looking as bad, but the plumbing, oh, I mean, what the fuck? That's the laziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I think I'm going to brush up as much as I can. I can't tackle anything that's underneath this because I can only brush what's underneath it. And then try and tackle this drain pipe. So we'll come back when I've sorted the underneath of here. And I'm going to take this out. Oh, I really don't want to in case it's full of crap. Oh, it's looking a wee bit minging, isn't it? You probably can't see that. Oh, shit! Right. Okay. Let's go again. Oh, shit. I don't know if we can see what's in there. Is it bad? Is it bad? I can't tell. So in here I have just mixed some vinegar and squashed some lemon in, and hopefully this is just going to help with bringing all of the gunk out of the pipe. Okay, this has been sitting here for a good half an hour in boiling water. I've even put the dog bowl on it to kind of get it submerged for as long as possible. So we're going to bring it out now and see if we can give it a good scrub, and hopefully that's sorted that end of it. But if the smell doesn't go after this, then I might have to replace the whole of this section because the smell is nasty. So this is pretty nasty. It's got all gunk and everything inside it. I don't know if you can see. So I'm going to take this and swill. So I've got some fresh bleach water. Oh my God, it's spilled everywhere. And then we're going to get inside this. I am filming on two things because, you know, I'm doing YouTube as well in case you didn't know. So I'm going to get that in there like that. And we're just going to give it a good scrub on the outside first. One would say just get a new washing machine, wouldn't they? But we are going to get another, we are going to get a kitchen eventually. It's just not on our budget line just yet, and we honestly thought that this would last us a few years, but you know, surveys don't open cupboards or smell washing machines. Definitely a bit minging. So I will do a little video of this close up on my phone so you can see the difference, but it's definitely looking a lot clearer. Okay, so ChatGPT has said that it's normal to have gunk still in the pipe that leads to the dishwasher. It's not even, I'm not even halfway through this yet. Through the washing machine, and don't put water back through towards the washing machine, because if there is anything there that can cause more blockages. So I've done a few more of the hot water and a bit of fairy liquid down the standpipe at the back, and it said hopefully that should lift. So I'm going to do a big hot wash now, get everything back in, mop underneath the wires and like the thing. All that is for another day, but like at least we can now try and see if the washing machine stops stinking as much. We shall see. So I'm going to give it a quick mop now, and then start to pull them back, and then we'll move on to the fridge. Time to pull you out. I wish we'd have done this sooner, because I didn't realise it was on wheels, so we would have figured out there was a problem behind here a lot long ago, but we decided to move this out because we were looking for the filter. So we quickly realised the filter was behind the washing machine, and that is now why I'm doing this whole thing now. Okay, move you over that way a bit. It's not as bad as it looked now. I pulled it all the way out. I'm hoping it's going to be an easy wash down, aerate, that kind of thing. Firstly, I think I need to tackle the cat hair. And sweeping, I think, is only going to make that worse. So I'm going to try and mop it up with this. I'm not going to bother with a mask for this, but I will do for the under of the sink, because that is another level of mould. Okay, maybe I should have worn a mask. Look. Meow, it's a full cat. Mould remover. I realise I do not look good in this, but it's not about me. It's not about me. Okay, now I do need a mask, because this is going to make me feel sick. And this is the only one I have. And it's Gary's for like sanding and stuff. So it's a bit dramatic. Oh, I don't know if it is dramatic or not. I really don't know. And I have no idea how to put it on my head. So I'm going to look like that thing. I was born in the dark. She's a vibe. Roll. My worry is that it's behind here as well. I don't know how I'm going to get there. All points towards Gary getting his way and doing this kitchen a lot quicker.
The good thing is I can't smell that mould thing, and the mould thing makes me feel really ill. What? You... See if we can get behind this crack. Time to reset the water.
Okay, I think I've done a good job. And it doesn't even smell anymore, so fucking kidding me. I don't know if you've captured anything of what I actually look like down there, but fuck me. It's a look. I think I've done an all right job. Bye mould. So now I'm going to leave this to air out back here for a little bit. I can't even go without my head. I'm going to leave this to air out for a little bit. And yeah, we'll probably start cleaning up now, because my dad is going to help me definitely with the underneath of the sink, because that is a whole different level of black mould, and we're going to need jigsaws and everything to get it open. So I will see you in a minute. Well, in a few days for me, in 2 seconds for you. Bye. Good morning. It is a new day in this process. I am working today, so I will be popping in and out and hoping that my dad is going to support in the big job. It's the under the sink day. For an update, the washer dryer area is back up and running, and I have to say it smells 100 times better. So I think we've actually nailed that section. Like, I think the root cause was the drain stand pipe. So I think a couple of boiling waters and some fairy liquid down there, and then the cleaning of that pipe has really helped, because usually like the smell that came out of the washing machine would hit you as soon as you open the door. Even after you'd just done a wash, like you take the wash out and you could start to smell it immediately. Even though we were running on like the highest temperature and everything. So now, like, for when I left it and we did like a spin clean after we put everything back together, like the smell wasn't there. You can smell it an absolute tiny bit. So I'm hoping that as we start to do more cycles, it will really clean it out. So that's a positive. The back of the fridge is looking really good as well. What we're doing is we're pulling it out every so often, just to give the back some air, to make sure that we aren't getting the same issue. And then I think there probably is a case for doing some anti-mold paint on there, potentially looking at a bigger project there as well. Like, if we find that there's a major problem, well, there is a major problem underneath the sink, but I don't know what we're going to do, if we're going to end up having to rip this kitchen out, because I really don't want to do that. I really want to wait a few years and let this tide us over. But it could be a case of putting in some breeze blocks. We've got a lot to think about. But today we're tackling the thing that has given me dread since I've moved in here. The under the sink is vile. And I couldn't really capture on this camera very well, so I'll give you a little recap on what it looks like under there through like the footage with my phone and the flash on. For me, the problem is access. So at the minute, we're going to empty all these cupboards out. We've got 2 corner cupboards either side of the sink, and we've got this one. This obviously is really visible, the access. You can't see with the light at the minute, but the back is all black. And then you'll see on this side, when I put a little clip in, when you go in through the hole, there's a lot of damp on the floor as well, and mould. And I have no idea on this side what the behind area is looking like, because they have actually bothered to close all this off. So we don't know how much we're going to do here to get access to the back of the wall, and we don't know how much damage that's actually going to cause in terms of like the kitchen setup. Not that we're, apart from this one, which is putting in like stuff that we don't really use, we are not actually using this one at all. And we're putting all our plates up at the top, so it's not a space that we really need. If we did ruin some of the cupboards at the back, I mean, we'd probably chuck them anyway, wouldn't we? Do I want to put stuff back in there if it's been next to mould? No. So yeah, that's the plan for today, is clean all this area out to give access to the sink. We're gonna go and try and scrape off as much as the mould as we can, and then we're also gonna seal the sink as well, because we're noticing that all through the back here has not got any sealant, or it's eroded, so there's none left. So we're going to reseal it. We've got some black sealant. So yeah, that's the plan. I think my dad's coming over anyway, so I need to check in with him, but this is the bit I have been dreading. Okay, this was our situation under the sink. Very, very black and gross. It is not healthy looking at all. We're now going to take this off and see potentially what is hiding underneath. Oh. Ugh. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Fuck. I hope that's just the colour of those old tiles and not mould. What we thinking, guys? That does not look good. Sorry for the sideways angle, but I'm struggling to see what's under there. Oh gosh. Well, that doesn't look good, does it? Oh, okay, so next is my dad's going to come in and whiz all of the wood parts of the kitchen bits at the back, the boards, so we can get good access. Right, so we've got a bit of a problem with this one. We can't take that back off. So we might have to get Liam round to do a big hole in there, because I'll insert a little video now where I've gone under with my phone, but we can see the back of it by going right the way under here. No, just put them in the bin. I've got all them. And then this is the situation here. You can see it's full of black mould, so my dad's going to clean all this now and seal the sink as well, just to get this in a good space. But we actually can't get into the back of here probably until we figure out what we're going to do with this kitchen. So for now we're going to do this, hopefully then open this up soon, clean all this one down, and then seal the top of the sink to make it usable for a little bit longer. Hello, future Stacey here, doing the editing for this video. A little bit of time has passed since we filmed going under the sink, and we run into a few problems. Firstly, we could not get through the back of the sides of the cupboards because of the way that the kitchen was fitted. If we were to remove them, we were basically losing the the pieces that were holding the worktops up. So we were very much in the space of, if we open them up and remove the back panels or whiz, we could lose the stability of the worktops. And we're definitely not in a position to be like, just take them out. Even if we wanted to get a new kitchen, it's just like not, we can't do it that quickly. So my dad did clean the space that he could clean, and in all those angles where we could, we sprayed mold remover and stuff. So you can see a clip here where my dad has actually managed to like clean as much as possible. But we went through like a really like, wow, like what is this? Like, why is it so ingrained? He spent hours trying to like scrub off just that section, and it was still so stained like with this mold. So one of my dad's friends came round, and he's like a long-term like builder plumber. He seemed to think that it was fire damage. ChatGPT, good old friend ChatGPT, says it's less likely to be fire damage. It could just be that the wall has had that much long-term damage with mold that we will have got rid of some of the mold that was alive, and then the plaster behind has just been tarnished so much by mold growth and death that it's just like stained from it. So it was really impossible to like get it back down to just plaster because the plaster's so damaged. And then another interesting thing, which I'll just drop a clip let me just check that I've got my clips, because I did do some stuff on the day, which the builder went outside and we looked at our back wall, and we found out that the breeze blocks, we already kind of knew that the breeze blocks hadn't been like they'd been filled, or like the patio was made too high, and it was covering the breeze block, and it wasn't given enough room for the damp course to come and like basically protect the house, because the patio was so high to it. So he suggested that we take the little blocks that are going flush to the wall and then take them out and put them sideways instead, to allow some breathing space with some stones and everything for the damp course and for the breeze blocks, whatever they are. And then another thing, so in the corner where you can go into the cupboard, we went around the outside, and the drain was always getting really blocked, so that will have caused damage. We actually had a load of moss when we first moved into the house, like covering the sides of the house, which would have also been in that corner section, which is causing more damp and mold. So we've actually removed that, got rid of all of the moss and everything that was growing outside. My dad did a really good job of that. He cleared the drains, and like so much came out of the drains, it was like disgusting. And I didn't get any of that because I was working that day. And yeah, we've just done a really good job of tidying the side area of the house up. So we're hoping doing all these things is going to let the house breathe a lot more. So we're going to watch it over the next few weeks to see whether the mold returns. But we're hoping it shouldn't if we keep everything aerated. We've sealed the sink, which is a massive problem of like where the damp would be caused by the top. And then now we're going to be working on, over the summer, getting the outside prepped so that we're not causing any more damp causing in like going into like the rainier seasons, going back into autumn. So that's where we are now. I was sitting in my snug the other night, and it was just bugging me. There's a musty smell in there, and I thought it was the chimney, and I really thought that it was just because it maybe hadn't been used a lot, the fireplace. And then I don't know what came over me. I set a clip. I just thought I'm just going to rip some of this wallpaper up by the window, because we've moved the plant away from there to put into our bedroom because the bedroom's done. Reveal coming soon. So we moved the plant upstairs into the bedroom, and I smelt it even more. So I was like, where is this musty smell coming from? Anyway, more mold, guys, more mold. I'm the mold queen. I bought a house of mold. But at least we're tackling it. Anyway, that rounds up this vlog. It's been a long one, I know. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.